Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Asif Ali Syed from the Department of Business Administration, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Today, we shall be discussing about the module Government Programs related to Entrepreneurship of the paper Skill Development and Social Entrepreneurship. By the end of this module, students will have knowledge of various government institutions that support entrepreneurship initiatives in India. Introduction. The Government of India is encouraging entrepreneurship in various industry and service sectors. Government of India has declared several policy measures and is implemented schemes and programs to bring about the sustainable changes in the country's entrepreneurial romance. To take care of funds requirements by those SSIs and MSME, Government of India has been undertaking several steps like setting up banks and financial institutions, drawing policies and schemes, etc. Initiatives for regular upgradation and modernization of the industrial units is also evident activity of the Government of India. Central level institutions supporting entrepreneurs, the Make in India program. Make in India is a Government of India initiative to boost entrepreneurship in India. It encourages multinational as well as national companies to manufacture their products in India. Launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 25th September 2014, Indian market saw major change in the form of becoming a top destination globally for foreign direct investment, surpassing the United States of America as well as People's Republic of China. It employed the strategy as to A. Boost reliability and trust in India's capability amongst potential international partners, the home business community and Indian citizens in general. B. A treasure trove of ready-to-use technical information on 25 industry sectors. C. Create a sustainable network at local and global level via judicious use of social media as a tool and constantly keeping them updated about opportunities, reforms, etc. As a result, various sectors were opened up for foreign direct investment like defense, railways, space, etc. Also, the regulatory policies have been relaxed to facilitate investments and ease of doing business. 6 industrial corridors are being developed across the various regions of the country. Industrial cities will also come up along these corridors. Small Scale Industries Board SSIB. Small Scale Industries Board was constituted in 1954 by the Government of India. Its primary aim was to provide advisory for the growth of small scale industries in the country. The board was constituted to ease coordination and inter-institutional linkages. All the issues related to the advancement and development of small scale industries is identified and proper measures are then suggested to the government. The board is headed by the Industries Minister of the Central Government. The SSIB is formed by 50 members which comprises of the state industries ministers, a few members of parliament and secretaries of various departments including finance institutions, public sector undertakings, industry associations and distinguished people who are experts in the given arena. Small Industries Development Organization SIDO, a subordinate office of the Department of SSI and ARI, SIDO, Small Industries Development Organization, came into existence to come up as a helping hand for various small scale industries in different areas. The agency is responsible for the identification of the requirements of SSI units and coordinating the policies and programs for the promotion of these industries. The training and consultancy is provided by organizing various programs to further facilitate their development. The SIDO consists of 27 offices, 31 small industry service institutes, 31 extension centers and 7 centers in charge of production and process development. The activities of SIDO are well tied and categorized. Here's the major Functions of the institution. 1. Coordinating activities. Under this segment, SIDO is responsible for coordinating various programs and policies of state governments across the country. It is responsible for maintaining relations with the Central Ministry of Industries, planning commissions, financial institutions, and state-level industry ministries. The implementation and coordination to develop industrial estates and other development activities also comes under this. Support and guidance is provided for the development of ancillary units. SIDO also recommends the central government to reserve the production of certain products for the small scale industries only. The second important function of this SIDO is management activities. SIDO provides training, development and consultancy services to small scale industries to develop their competitive aspects. It also offers marketing assistance to small scale industrial units where they are assisted in the selection of plant and machinery, layout design, location and other relevant processes. The SSIs are also kept up to date on various information related to small scale industrial activities by SIDO. Khadi and Village Industries Commission KVIC. Khadi and Village Industries Commission is a statutory body created by an act of the Parliament. It is responsible for the planning, promotion and implementation of programs for the process of khadi and other village industries in rural areas. Its function in coordinating with the other institution engages with the rural development. The major functions of KVIC include 1. Raw material assistance. KVIC builds up a reserve of raw materials to supply to producers and create common facilities for the processing of the raw materials to be used during the production. The second is marketing. KVIC largely helps these industries in marketing processes for the goods produced by them. The third is financial assistance. KVIC is given the responsibility to provide financial assistance to industries and individuals engaged in the development and working of khadi and other village industries. Information Center is the fourth function of KVIC. KVIC works as an information center for these village industries as they get guidance in the form of design supplies, prototypes and other technical information which is required in the production or in the marketing processes. National Small Industries Corporation or NSIC. Another enterprise, National Small Industries Corporation Limited, was formed under the Union Ministry. It was set up in 1955 to help small scale industries in its growth and expansion. The benefits offered by the enterprise include single point registration. Registration under the scheme for enabling them to participate in government and public sector undertaking tenders is made to be an easy task. Second is information services. It's always updated with the latest relevant information on technology, policies and business leads. Third, assistance for procurement of raw material. Small scale industries can be having a raw material problem which is assisted by small scale industries to make them available the suitable raw materials on suitable conditions. The fourth is financial assistance. Financial assistance scheme. Sanctioned term loans and working capital credit limit of small industries from banks is assisted by NSIC. Fifth, performance and credit rating. NSIC provides subsidized credit rating by international agencies. It ranges up to 75% and can help industries get credit terms from banks to export orders from foreign buyers. The sixth assistance is market assistance. Small scale industries registered under the scheme are provided full guidance on how to market their products and services. National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board NSTEDB. The National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board, also called as NSTEDB, was established in 1982 by the Government of India. The institute was set up with a goal to assist the promotion of knowledge-driven and technology-intensive enterprises. The major objectives of NSTEDB consists of: towards promoting entrepreneurship, the institution aims at developing and promoting high-end entrepreneurship for science and technology-based manpower. It also promotes self-employment by exploring science and technology infrastructure and by utilizing technological methods to facilitate and conduct informational services related to the promotion of entrepreneurship. Towards networking, it works to form an effective networking between support system agencies, academic organizations, and other research and development institutions to cultivate self-employment using science and technology. As an advisory body, it also acts as a policy advisory body for amateur entrepreneurs from the backward areas. National Productivity Council (NPC). National Productivity Council is an autonomous institution functioning under the advisory and supervision of the Ministry of Industries. It is controlled by a tripartite governing council with equal representation from the government, industry, and trade unions. The objective of the organization can be counted as towards enhancing productivity. NPC acts as a channel to enhance productivity of all sectors, including industries and agriculture-based work. As an advisory body, it has specialized divisions to provide custom solutions to industries and agricultural units. These divisions consist of trained consultants who look into various issues related to energy management, industrial and plant engineering, informal sector, HRD, and others. National Institute for Small Industries Extension and Training (NISIET). National Institute for Small Industry Extension and Training has its inception in 1960 and acts as a vital resource and information center for small units. It is involved in research and consultancy for the development of small industries. Some of the major functions include the Institute as an autonomous arm of the Ministry of Small Scale Industries and aims at providing training, consultancy, education, research, and information services to small industries. National Institute for Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development (NISBUD). NISBUD is an independent body formed under the control of the Office of the DC Small Scale Industries. It was established in 1983 by the Ministry of Industries. The institute works on the direction and guidance of its governing council chaired by the Minister of Small Scale Industries. The function of NISBUD is to 1. Keep a check on the activities of various institutions engaged in entrepreneur development, particularly in the sector of small business and industries, and 2nd, to conduct training programs. The institution conducts national and international training programs and also has involvement in research studies, consultancy, and development of training aids, etc. Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India. The Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India (EDI) is at Ahmedabad. It is a non-profit organization set up in 1983. The institute is financed by apex financial bodies, namely the IDBI Bank Limited, IFCI Limited, ICICI Bank Limited, and State Bank of India. EDI has assisted in setting up 12 state-level entrepreneurial development centers and institutes. Moreover, it is also taking entrepreneurship to education level through schools and colleges. The objectives of Entrepreneurial Development Institute can be briefly explained as follows. Training. EDI trains and hence boosts up the supply of trained entrepreneurs. It also helps in dispersing business ownership and hence expanding the social base of the entrepreneurial class. Beyond training, it does the next thing is promoting entrepreneurship. It promotes micro enterprises at rural level and also motivates the youth to take up on entrepreneurship and hence self-employment. The third thing is research. Entrepreneurial Development Institute aims at contributing to the knowledge and insight of the entrepreneurial theory through their research and practice. Fourth, it assists small-scale industries. It helps in improving the managerial capabilities of the small-scale enterprises. Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship. Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship is located at the northeastern state of Assam and was set up in the year 1994. The institute functions on its own to develop the skills of entrepreneurs by training the entrepreneurs. The major functions of the institute can be counted as 1. Seminars and discussions. The institute holds seminars and discussions with the aim of improvement through interaction. It also facilitates the exchange of views between different groups. The second is designing strategies. The institute also takes part in designing strategies, encouraging its target group. They also publish much literature for the progress of the entrepreneurs and their enterprise. State level institutions supporting entrepreneurs. The first is Directorate of Industries. State level authorities responsible for implementation of policies for the promotion and development of small scale, cottage, medium and large scale industries is the Commissioner or Directorate of Industries. The central government drafts the framework policies which are used as guides by the states to draft their own policies and incentive packages for the small scale industrial sector. The Commissioner or Director of Industries in all the states and union territories oversee the activities of the field offices, that is the District Industry Center at the district level. B. The District Industry Center. The District Industry Center program was instituted in May 1978 as a centrally sponsored scheme. The DIC aims at extending promotion of small scale and cottage industries beyond big cities and state capitals to district headquarters. District Industry Center was established with the aim of generating greater employment opportunities, especially in rural and backward areas in the country. The District Industry Center operates through state funding provisions. Services provided by the District Industry Center are as follows: economic investigation of local resources, supply of machinery and equipment, provision of raw material, arrangement of credit facilities, marketing and quality inputs, followed by consultancy. State Financial Corporations, SFCs. The state small and medium enterprises function to promote balanced regional growth, catalyze investment, generate employment and widen ownership base of industry. Financial assistance is provided by the way of term loans, direct subscription to equity or debentures, guarantees, discounting of bills of exchange and seed capital assistance. State financial corporations operate a number of schemes of refinance of IDBI and SIDBI, that is SIDBI, and also have extended equity type assistances. State financial corporations have tailor-made schemes for artisans and special target groups such as SC, ST, women, ex-servicemen, physically challenged, and also provide financial assistance for small road transport operators, hotels, tourism related activities, hospitals and so on. Under the single window scheme of SIDBI, SFCs have also been extending working capital along with term loans to mitigate the difficulties faced by small scale industries in obtaining working capital on time. State Industrial Development Investment Corporations, SIDC or SIIC. SIDC was started as per the regulations laid down by the Companies Act 1956. It acts as a catalyst to the state level small scale industrial promotion. SIDC promotes industrialization through land and plot development along with facilities like road, power, water, supply, drainage and other amenities that are required for industry to develop and flourish. They also extend assistance to small scale sector by the way of term loans, subscription to equity and promotional services. 11 out of 28 SIDCs in the country also function as state financial corporations and are termed as twin function IDCs. Small scale industrial development corporations or SSIDC. Small scale industrial development corporations was established with the aim to cater to small village based industries. It was set up as state government undertaking under the Companies Act of 1956. The institution is known to have great flexibility and works towards 1. Sourcing and distribution of scarce raw material under the government supervision. 2. Supply of required machinery to small scale units on hire or purchase basis. 3rd. Product marketing aid to these small units. 4th. Building of infrastructure facilities of industrial states and their maintenance. Other financial support institutions. National Bank for Agriculture and rural development, that is NABARD. NABARD is a leading development bank in India, having its headquarters in Mumbai and other branches spread over the different parts of the country. It was established in 1982 under a special act by the Parliament with an aim to uplift the Indian rural sector financially. It works towards the improvement of credit flow so as to alleviate the agricultural and the rural non-farm sector. The policy planning and operations are taken up by NABARD as an independent organization. The Government of India now holds 99% of its stake, which are handed over to it by the Reserve Bank of India. NABARD is entrusted with the discharge of the following roles. 1. Institution for providing investment and production credit for various developmental activities in rural areas. Second, enhancing institutional capacity to improving absorptive capacity of the credit delivery system, including monitoring. Third, synchronizing the financing activities of various institutions involved in the development work at field level and also sustaining liaison with state government, central government, Reserve Bank of India and other national level organizations concerned with the formulation of policies. The fourth, towards undertaking monitoring and evaluation of projects refinanced by it. Fifth, keeping a check on its client institutes. Sixth, providing training to the institutions working in the field of rural upliftment. And seventh, it regulates the cooperative banks and the rural development banks. NABARD also holds an assortment of national resource management programs engaging with diverse fields like tribal development, farm innovation and watershed development through funds dedicated for the very purpose. Industrial Development Bank of India, with its headquarters in Mumbai, the Indian Financial Service Company, often cited as IDBI, is categorized by the RBI as an other public sector bank. It was established by an act of the Parliament and provides credit along with other facilities to Indian industries. It is counted as the 10th largest development bank in the world and consists of 1,514 ATMs, 923 branch, 1 in DIFC Dubai and 621 centers including 2 in Singapore and Beijing. IDBI has also worked towards the formation of an apex institution in the country, including the National Stock Exchange of India, NSE, Security and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, and the Credit Analysis and Research Limited, the Exim Bank India, the Stock Holding Corporation of India Limited, SHCIL, and the Small Industries Development Bank of India, SIDBI, the Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, and IDBI Bank owned by the Government of India. IDBI stands equal to other nationalized banks and also the SBI Group in terms of government ownership. It is counted among the 26 national banks of the country. Services provided by the bank. 1. Wholesale banking services. IDBI Bank is largely known for its wholesale banking services. Under this segment of the bank, it offers services like cash management, financing of working capital, transactional services and others. The income through these banking services form an important figure for a number of infrastructure projects including power, transport, railways, roadways, telecom and logistics. The second service provided by the bank is retail banking services. It also excels in the retail banking sector as well. The main aim of the institution is to offer high quality financial products to the market and act as a one-stop solution to banking needs to a target market. The retail products by the bank include housing loan, personal loan, securities loan, mortgage loans, educational loans, merchant establishment overdrafts, holiday travel plans and commercial property loans. Single window scheme. The purpose. The single window scheme purposes the loan for a fixed assets and for providing working capital through a single agency. The entire working capital requirement of the unit, including all fund-based facilities, is considered for the eligibility. Third is the Small Industries Bank of India. SIDBI was established in 1990 as the apex body to address refinance issues faced by small and medium industries. SIDBI runs many programs and schemes through the 5 regional offices and 33 branch offices. SIDBI financial assistance is routed through indirect and direct assistance schemes. First, indirect assistance. SIDBI's financial assistance is channelized through the existing credit delivery system, which consists of state-level institutes, rural and commercial banks. SIDBI provides refinance to and discounts bill of primary lending institutes. The assistance is available for marketing of small-scale industrial products, setting up of new ventures, availability of working capital, expansion, modernization, human resource development, and diversification of existing units for all activities. The direct assistance include the loans as available for new ventures, diversification and technology upgradation, modernization and expansion of well-run small-scale enterprises. Assistance is also available for private sector. The second is small-scale sector is eligible for a maximum debt-equity ratio of 3:1. Third, foreign currency loan for import of equipment are also available to export-oriented small-scale enterprises. SIDBI also provides venture capital assistance to the entrepreneurs for their innovative ventures if they have a sound management team, long-term competitive advantage, and a potential for above-average profitability leading to attractive returns on investments. New initiatives of SIDBI. Of the 3 new initiatives of SIDBI, the first one is 2 subsidiaries, which is SIDBI Venture Capital Limited and SIDBI Trustee Companies Limited, were formed to oversee venture capital. The second being Technology Bureau for Small Enterprise, formed to oversee technology transfer, matchmaking services, finance syndication, and facilitating joint ventures. The third being SIDBI Foundation for Microcredit has been launched to provide financial assistance to the poor and to meet emerging needs of the microfinance sector, especially in the rural area. Let us have a quick recap and summarize at the different government programs related to entrepreneurial assistance provided by the Government of India. Here we look at the different government initiatives, and these are operational presently and intended at boosting the investment and production within our geographic borders. The future holds high hope for the progressive Indian entrepreneurship cult. Thank you.